Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to my channel Easy Learning with RB. Myself Rakesh Patel, and in today's video, we are going to see how we can create such kind of Hawa effect in Excel VBA. So, without any further ado, let's get started. In today's video, we are going to see how we can create easily this kind of Hawa effect in VBA forms. Okay, as you might be aware that in VBA you cannot provide any CSS kind of thing because it is not having the HTML or CSS environment. Okay, but we can achieve this using the capability of event driven programming capabilities. Okay, and what is that we will see over here. So let's start our working. First of all, we need a user form. So I'm going to create a user form here, and we can create a layout prior to this before doing any code. I'm just going to take a label first of all and use it as a background of a menu. Okay, we can remove the caption from here, and let's change the background to the purple one. Okay, this is the same color code I'm going to use. You can change anything. Okay, because we are just making a design that is look good. Control C, Control V. For the shadow, I'm going to take this one and putting it to the back side. Okay, so it looks a border kind of thing. Now let's create the menu items. I'm going to take a label over here and going to change the font and back color as per the background, and then after we will copy this. Just right now fast forwarding it for saving the time. Now as we are done with our layout, we will change the label names for the programming that we required. So I am going to name these labels like menu item 1, and for the next one menu item 2, menu item 3, and menu item 4. Now let's change the menu caption one by one. Now it's time to add icons in front of menu items. So let's take image control and draw over here like this. Okay, and already I have created some images in a PowerPoint. So we are going to use this, going to select it, copy, and going to paste in the property of picture. Okay, going to do the same for others. Okay, one more thing, we can remove the borders and back color both as a transparent. Just a second. Yeah, okay, so now it is transparent and looking like an icon over there. We are just going to make 3 more copies of this image control and then place in front of menu items like this. Okay, done. Now let's copy one by one all the images and paste it on the picture property. So that's it, we are done with the design layout, and now let's move towards the creating the Hawa effect. First we have to create class module. So right click, insert class module. Over here we are going to create one public with event variable that is going to bind with our menu items in our user form. So start writing with me. Public with events LBL hover effect as msform.label. Now this event variable can have multiple events. So we are going to create a mouse move event. First of all, let's select mouse move over here. Okay, and we are going to code our hover effect in this event. Okay, basically hover is going to take a background color and foreground color only. So we are going to put 2 lines of code, one for the background and one for the foreground. Now for the color code, I can go to the form and copy the color values from the property of back color. You can select it here. This is the value and sign hatch in this one. Okay, so you can copy this value and paste it over there. Okay, now let's add for color as VB black. Okay, you can also use VB black or VB white or VB red, any of the color that are pre-named in the VB. So I'm using VB black. Okay, now let's select all this and change their for color with a white one. So Okay. Now let's bind our class event with the labels, and for that I'm going to use user form initialize event. Uh, yeah. Okay. In this event, we are going to put some code that will help us to bind the event. Let's first create a menu items array as a class one. Okay. Dime menu items as new class one. So we are going to add all the menu items in this array. Okay. We are going to take two more variables. One is going to be a control and one for redefining the array, that is I. So I'm just going to take dime I as integer. Now let's initialize I as a 0, and we are going to create a for each loop. For each loop is going to help us to find all the controls on the form. Controls, and we are just going to next. This loop is going to help us to find all the controls on the form, and we are just going to put a if condition where we want to find only the labels and with the name initial as a menu item. Okay, so let's start. If type name of control equal to label, then label, then and if. Okay, so in between this we are going to put our code, but as you know that we have number of labels in the form, and some of the labels could be a different one. So we also need to find out that which label we need to bind out. So I am just going to use menu item as a text, and to extract the menu item we are going to use left function. So left control.name comma length of control.name minus 1 equal to menu item then. Okay. Oops, we forgot to put bracket here. Okay. So now this if condition going to check each and every controls, and if it is a label and a menu item, then it will come into the loop. Now we have to put this control in a menu items. So I am just initiating I equal to I plus 1 and just going to rename the array with rename preserve menu items 1 of I. Again, spelling mistake. It is a preserve. R is extra over here. Just remove. And now let's set this menu item with the controls. So we will write set menu items of I, the current one, dot label hour. This is the event that we have created, and we are going to bind with the control. Okay, and that's it. We are done with the binding. So if we run this form right now, let's see what happens. Yes, we are getting the Hawa effect, but it is not getting removed right now. So we need to write that also. So you remember that we have put all the menu items on a label one. Okay, so we are going to use this label one move event again to remove that effect. Okay, so removing the effect is getting back to the normal effect. So let's see how we can do that. We already know that we have the 4 items in a menu, so I'm just going to take a simple for loop for I equal to 1 to 4, because we have named as a menu item 1, menu item 2, 3 and 4. So we are going to use that menu item string and going to bind with I value, so we will get a full control name. So here to get that value, you have to write like me into the bracket. In a string we will write menu item and then end sign I. So this is going to create whole name of a control. Okay, and then we are going to put a back color equal to the default color is just let's copy from the form. See, let's copy again. I think we are done with the code. Paste. So let's get and so we don't mess it out anything. And then we will put again same line. We are done with the from back color to item color. And hopefully you find this video helpful. Okay. And that's it. We are done with the code. So now let's get and test our code and see. Yes, it is working fine. And now we have the Hawa effect in VBA. And that's it. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe for more content like this. Drop your questions or feedback in the comment below. See you in the next video. Take care.